here. Today we're going to quickly make condensed milk. A quick and easy way to make it at home. Yes, it takes a few minutes, well, not minutes, about hours. We're going to show you how easy it is to actually make condensed milk. Milk that you've put into a bowl, you boil it up, and instead of evaporating some of it, we are basically condensing the milk and adding sugar to it. Okay, so what are we going to need? We are going to need 2/3 cup of sugar, and then we're going to need about 250, I would say make it 300 mils of just normal milk. Now I use box milk, which is UHT processed milk. It's full cream milk. So I'm going to add, sorry, I messed. We're just going to add 300. It's about just gone over the 250 ml, which is basically a cup of milk added to a pot. I'll put the pot on. Brown sugar. Now, I'm going to use a normal mug, coffee mug. Going to add the sugar. Unfortunately, I have brown sugar, so I'm going to have to stand here for a little while and stir it until it's completely dissolved. But that will be the purpose. Okay, so I've basically got in here, so basically full cup of sugar. There's full. We've gone 2/3 of that cup. Fill it with sugar. So we've got 1 cup of milk. I've actually gone 300 because it will evaporate some of the milk. I still want to be able to get a cup of condensed milk once it's all done. Now, because I'm using brown sugar, it's going to be a little bit longer to evaporate. So in order to do that, I am just letting it simmer away. I'll just take my spoon and I'm going to let it simmer away so that there's no crystals. So we basically want no crystals in it. And you will see it just needs to simmer away the whole time. This is what you need to do. If you have a recipe that needs condensed milk and you don't have on hand and the shops are too far, or like now we're in lockdown and we can't get to the shops, and you don't want to go to the shops just for 1 tin of condensed milk, make it at home. It's actually cheaper than going and buying a condensed milk. In South Africa, we are paying 27 Rand to about 35 Rand for a tin of condensed milk. Unfortunately, I don't have one now with me, but that's basically what it costs. Now, to make it, it's using 2/3 of a cup of sugar and 300 mils of milk, and you're going to have at the end, you're going to have the exact same effect as what you would have if you had gone to buy that tin of condensed milk. So that's it, ladies. Now we're just going to let it simmer away. Okay, now you guys can see it's starting to boil. At this stage, you're going to put the temperature down so that it simmers away. We don't want it to boil. We don't want it to cook over. We just want to simmer it. So I'm just going to stand here and stir it until it starts decreasing the heat. I can already feel it's heating. Well, not heating, it's thickening. because the sugar will do that. The sugar will start thickening, and the more milk evaporates, the more. I know people that actually do this with powder milk as well. So it can be done with powder milk. I think the ratio is just 2 cups of powdered milk when you make the same condensed milk ratio. Yeah, okay, I think this is now ready to leave and let it just simmer away. A trick that I've always learned, especially if I'm worried that something's going to cook over, just leave your spoon, wooden spoon, just like that. The minute the milk reaches the wooden spoon, it'll immediately go back. So it won't start boiling over your pan. Little tip, I hope it helps. But yes, this will now simmer away. I've got it on 1. Unfortunately, I use AMC Classic pots, so my pots get to a certain temperature very quickly and it stays there. So it will take a while for this to the heat to decrease so that it just simmers away. But yes, you'll see this little layer. Can you see the little creamy layer on top? This like a milky creamy layer. This you're going to skim off. But as soon as it's like this, I tend to leave it like this. Let it simmer away. So we'll leave it for an hour. I'll come and check on it in half an hour and show you what it looks like. But we leave it to simmer like this for about an hour. And once the hour's gone, it should be fine. We'll take it off the heat and then leave it to cool. Skim off this, I would say creamy substance on top. But this is normal. This is all normal. It's actually gonna plunge together. But it's a lovely creamy substance. But okay, let's leave it and let it do what it needs to do. Okay, can you guys see the layer inside the pot? You can see it's already decreased a lot of the water, or evaporated the water. So yes, we're almost there. Okay, so let's have a look. I don't know if you can see that close. I'll try and see if I can hook it up a little bit closer for you. Can you see there's a layer there and another layer there? So it's basically reduced down half of the amount that we needed to be done. Okay, so now unfortunately I forgot to push record, but see this little layer of cream that's on the sides? You can just scrape it away so it doesn't form part of your condensed milk. But that looks like it. Now we can put it off, switch the stove power off, and we can basically leave it and it will thicken up on its own. And then once we've got it out of here, I'll put it in this container. This is a little bit bigger than a tin, but sometimes you can see mine's a little darker. That will be because of the fact that I used brown sugar, but white sugar works the best. Then it looks exactly the same as condensed milk would look if you open a tin, so that it cools off. And once it's cooled, I'll put it in my container, and guys, Bob's your uncle. There we've got condensed milk. Okay, now I've got my glass bottle where I want to put it in, and because I'm putting it hot, basically the hot substance that's in the pot into it, I'm just gonna warm up this glass jar just so that it doesn't break. That's the last thing I need now. So I'm just leaving it there so that it gets to temperature. I did sterilize this already, Now I'm putting my fingers into it, but yeah, just basically to make sure that it's hot. Now we can take this substance, it's in the pot. Can you guys see? We can add that to the bowl. And we've got a tin of nice condensed milk. I'll let it cool down now. Okay guys, so you saw me throwing in hot water into a bowl. The glass container was empty, so I put it in there. Because it wasn't the temperature of the substance that I had in the boiler, in my pot, and it was just cooking. Although it simmered and it's on a low heat, I still didn't want to let this poor little sucker of a glass jar get cracked or hurt. So basically what I did is I just made sure the temperature of the glass bottle is the same as the temperature of the condensed milk that I just threw in there. And yeah, there you've got your condensed milk. Now cook this a little bit longer and you'll have caramel, which is that brownier condensed milk. But yeah, that's it guys. So I've put a little label on there. Now I can put the condensed milk and I can put it in the fridge, and you keep it there for up to 6 months. Because it's got sugar in it, it's basically preserved the milk. So therefore our little condensed milk will be fine. Thank you guys for watching.